We also got Slurpees, a lot of say hi to say hi, Trick. Say hi. Hi. Wow, we got a lot of calls. Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are excited. Make sure you guys get fired up because this is going to be lit. We are all big here, y'all. To let you know, yesterday I announced that I announced that say hi. Say hi, thanks.
I'm right here.
Hey, Shane. Yeah.
I'm right here, Mr. Schneider.
Yeah, so people that don't know, that didn't watch the last one, I basically passed my Vancouver Garden Department Academy. I passed the 231 and the 236 exam. I smoked that. And yeah. So after graduation I'll become an official bar for it. So I've already been my previous supervisor. And we'll be going to do training. And now it's training to be on the training service guy, and training service person or technical. So yeah. Yeah, and it's 5 on 5 Haha. No, I'm the best server. Okay.
Miss Schneider, you didn't share your screen.
Why? Alright, let's have to run in the Google bus. Yeah, also, we're actually in the same, server snuff, so, yeah.
What would you say?
We're gonna go see him.
Okay.
We're gonna get outside. And go to the law. No, you gotta find it. He's out there. He's out there somewhere. And if you know what CFF stands for, then you could try to, CFF, I'm pretty sure. Well, I already know what it is. So at least my brother said it. Oh, we got Alan Steve back there. Oh, out with the roast. People are going crazy. Park? Oh. Okay, there it is. Right. I'll be go first. Let's go, people! We're going on the engine. Right. I was planning being salty. Oh, God, people. Not. Guys, just don't mind the background, because I got class as well, but, we're just gonna send it.
Wait, I'm confused. So we're not doing 1, 2, 3 questions? Like 2 questions, or?
No. I just want you to download the file from Wednesday of the first 2 chapters. So
Okay.
you can just click on the PDF, and then the PDF will download, and you'll be able to click it, and it will open in another.
Okay, do you want us to download it to our desktop?
It will just open in another tab. You don't have to keep it on your desktop. You're just going to use it to help you answer some questions for today's assignment. I'm just uploading the file with the right name, because that is not the right name. And that's gonna
got the Maui shirt on.
Alright, so I see lots, well, maybe not lots of ones, a few ones there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be driving engine 33 today.
If you're having trouble getting the PDF open or you don't know where to go, please let me know. You're going to Wednesday's assignment from this week, and you are just clicking the PDF for the first.
It's supposed to be missing it, right? Because it has like a little minus on it. Like the So you know when
You download both chapters, right? Sorry for interrupting.
Finish your question, honey.
I went to modules and then it had like a little minus thing like on the side of it. Is it supposed to be like that? It like says I'm missing it or something.
For Wednesday's assignment? I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Okay, So come look at my screen. So you're saying when you're in modules, and you're on, it's going to jump, you're on this week's modules, and you look at Wednesday's assignment, over here where there's like a green check mark or something, it's a minus sign?
Yes, we have
yeah.
but they're only for like CNC.
That could be that you didn't turn in the assignment from Wednesday, yes, that's what that could mean, yes. It's different for students than it is. Did you turn in the chapter 1 and 2 response? Because we had an assignment after we read this passage on Wednesday.
Oh.
So if you click on it, it'll say either if you submitted it, it'll say resubmit at the top, or it'll say submit assignment.
We got Adam over there.
1, 2, Fernando, go in your station module, open up the story. Okay.
Yeah, Firebuff 1 on the
I'm so lost. Fernando, did you get the PDF?
Yeah, I already have it open. I'm just gonna go to today's assignment now and get today's PDF.
Okay. So, I am going to go to today's assignment 2, and I'm going to change it so it opens up sooner.
I'm going to go ahead and respond to that.
Okay.
On 10.
So what I would like for you to do for today's assignment, that took way too long, is answer the questions at the bottom, but you're only going to answer questions 1 through 1 through 3. Yeah.
It's going to be at the house, please.
So right now you're just going to answer questions 1, 2, and 3. You need to click Edit Document and then Edit. We are on today's assignment, and you're going to answer numbers 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to read the chapter. The next chapter.
Join.
I just left her. Tell her I'm not happy, and she knows why. She knows what she didn't do.
Jesus, yes, But that's my call. That's my call.
You only need to answer the first 3 questions.
Bruh. Don't worry about it.
I don't think it's 62.
I'm so sorry. How many? Which questions? 1 through 3. You said, right?
You're only answering numbers 1 through 3.
Okay.
Give me a 1 in the chat when you're done. Michael, I hope you answered in complete sentences that clearly answer the question. That was really fast.
Yeah, shut up, EP boy. Go get him, brother. Cannot. Being in him, I think. Shut. Don't mind me just watch. Oh boy. Oh my god. We're going to work. Oh yeah? Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, man. Let's drive. Are you kidding me? Don't mind me.
Thanks, Ryan. Remember, you're only answering number 1, number 2, and number 3.
Yeah, we got PPS with the PPS score.
After we answer the 3 questions, do we submit it or no?
No, don't submit yet, because we're gonna read chapter 3 and then answer some questions, and I don't know if we're gonna get to chapter 4 today. I'm gonna give it about 4 more minutes, and then we're going to move on to chapter 3.
Ba ba ba.
I like his cookie. I like his cookie.
Do you want us to restate the question or just put it in?
Some people need to restate because they don't write complete sentences if they don't restate, so that is up to you. You know whether you've written in a full, complete, thorough sentence. If you need to restate to make it a complete sentence, then by all means.
Yeah. All over freaking.
Oh my god, that's where I hit my dog car.
You know, let's see what's
Are we going over these questions?
frozen.
Tammy, were you
Rotators.
here? You were here Wednesday, right? When we started the novel?
What is police training like?
Yeah.
It's just a general training
know
over the
that.
basics of self-defense.
I now use that. DPD.
Number 3 should be really easy since we did this
Fence.
plan yesterday. And once again, if you're done,
If you're
I think
wondering.
we are 1 in the chat. We got about
It's under the
2 more minutes.
This should be fine. Why they didn't give it up to us? Don't you shout it, I'm gonna cut your G. I would not be 6 feet. I guess we got another call for NBA.
Alright. That was our 4 minutes that I said we were going to have. And I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go to chapter 3. You can either follow along chapter 3 right there on Canvas, or you can click to download the PDF, which makes it bigger if you do that, which I think makes it easier to follow along because then it's actually a larger print. So that is up to you. Is there anybody who needs me to wait a minute before I start chapter 3?
Yeah, I still need to answer one question.
Okay. 1 more minute.
So we should be logged into second.
For question number 3, do we put all of them or just some of them?
Just some.
That.
The ones that they seem to use the most.
Talking about
A couple.
the other day. Well, today that what's about the differences of the bridge? Its names that I think specifically. So I'll grab a home.
Right, Fernando, I know you're finishing up that last sentence. You can pause if you want, but I'm going to go ahead and start chapter 3, and then you can come back to it and finish. Okay, there goes some more 1. So look at that timing. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start chapter 3. Go ahead. Perfect timing. Look at that. Go ahead and open your PDF or scroll down to your PDF. We left off and he was definitely not happy about his situation. He didn't want to talk to anybody. Can you hear it?
Hello?
No.
Did the audio play?
No.
Yeah.
Thomas sat there for several moments, too overwhelmed to move. He finally forced himself to look over at the haggard building. A group of boys milled around outside, glancing anxiously at the upper windows as if expecting a hideous beast to leap out in an explosion of glass and wood. A metallic clicking sound from the branches above grabbed his attention, made him look up. A flash of silver and red light caught his eyes just before disappearing around the trunk to the other side. He scrambled to his feet and walked around the tree, craning his neck for a sign of whatever he'd heard. But he saw only bare branches, gray and brown, forking out like skeleton fingers, and looking just as alive. "That was one of them beetle blades," someone said. Thomas turned to his right to see a kid standing nearby, short and pudgy, staring at him. He was young, probably the youngest of any in the group he'd seen so far, maybe 12 or 13 years old. His brown hair hung down over his ears and neck, scraping the tops of his shoulders. Blue eyes shone through an otherwise pitiful face, flabby and flushed. Thomas nodded at him. "A beetle what?" "Beetle blade," the boy said. "Top of the tree. Won't hurt you unless you're stupid enough to touch one of them." He paused. "Shank?" He didn't sound comfortable saying the last word, as if he hadn't quite grasped the slang of the blade. Another scream, this one long and nerve-grinding, tore through the air, and Thomas's heart lurched. The fear was like icy dew on his skin. "What's going on over there?" he asked, pointing at the building. "Don't know," the chubby boy replied. His voice still carried the high pitch of childhood. "Ben's in there, sicker than a dog. They got him." "They?" Thomas didn't like the malicious way the boy had said the word. "Yeah." "Who are they?" "Better hope you never find out," the kid answered, looking far too comfortable for the situation. He held out his hand. "My name's Chuck. I was the green bean until you showed up." "This is my guide for the night," Thomas thought. He couldn't shake his extreme discomfort, and now annoyance crept in as well. Nothing made sense. His head hurt. Why is everyone calling me Green Bean? He asked, shaking Chuck's hand quickly, then letting go. 'Cause you're the newest newbie. Chuck pointed at Thomas and laughed. Another scream came from the house, a sound like a starving animal being tortured. How can you be laughing? Thomas asked, horrified by the noise. It sounds like someone's dying in there. You'll be okay. No one dies if they make it back in time to get the serum. It's all or nothing. Dead or not dead. Just hurts a lot. This gave Thomas pause. What hurts a lot? Chuck's eyes wandered as if he wasn't sure what to say. Getting stung by the grievers. Grievers? Thomas was only getting more and more confused. Stung? Grievers? The words had a heavy weight of dread to them, and he suddenly wasn't so sure he wanted to know what Chuck was talking about. Chuck shrugged, then looked away, eyes rolling. Thomas sighed in frustration and leaned back against the tree. Looks like you barely know more than I do, he said, but he knew it wasn't true. His memory loss was strange. He mostly remembered the workings of the world, but emptied of specifics, faces, names. Like a book completely intact, but missing one word in every dozen, making it a miserable and confusing read. He didn't even know his age. Chuck, how old do you think I am? The boy scanned him up and down. I'd say you're 16, and in case you were wondering, 5'9", brown hair. Oh, and ugly as fried liver on a stick.
Whoa,
He snorted a laugh.
shut up.
Thomas was so stunned he barely heard the last part. 16? He was 16? He felt much older than that.
Hold up.
Are you serious? He paused, searching for words.
That gaming.
How? He didn't even know what to ask.
Wait, mesh cars?
Don't worry. You'll be all whacked for a few days, but then you'll get used to this place.
Vancouver.
I have. We live here. This is
Dude,
it.
bro, the Winnipeg Jets are a good team too, I agree.
He squinted, maybe anticipating Thomas's question. Clunk's another word for poo. Poo makes a clunk sound when it falls in our pea pots.
I'm free rank, buddy. Sorry about
Thomas
that.
looked at Chuck,
Mr. Founder, can I get a shout out to Asphalt Boy? I've already given you like 40
nice,
shout outs.
was all he could manage.
My boy Hunter's on the FTC.
He stood up and walked past Chuck.
Yo, that's
toward the
awesome.
old
Hunter
building.
J511.
Sure was a better word for the place.
Shut up.
It looked 3 or 4 stories high and about to fall down at any minute. A crazy assortment of logs and boards and thick twine and windows, seemingly thrown together at random. The massive, ivy-strewn stone walls rising up behind it. As he moved across the courtyard, the distinct smell of firewood and some kind of meat cooking made his stomach rumble. Knowing now that it was just a sick kid doing the screaming made Thomas feel better, until he thought about what had caused it. What's your name? Chuck asked from behind, running to catch up. What? Your name? You still haven't told us. And I know you remember that much. Thomas. He barely heard himself say it. His thoughts had spun in a new direction. If Chuck was right, he'd just discovered a link to the rest of the boys. A common pattern to their memory losses. They all remembered their names. Why not their parents' names? Why not a friend's name? Why not their last names? Nice to meet you, Thomas, Chuck said. Don't you worry, I'll take care of you. I've been here a whole month, and I know the place inside and out. You can count on Chuck, okay? Thomas had almost reached the front door of the shack and the small group of boys congregating there when he was hit by a sudden and surprised rush of anger. He turned to face Chuck. You can't even tell me anything. I wouldn't call that taking care of me. He turned back toward the door, intent on going inside to find some answers. Where this sudden courage and resolve came from, he had no idea. Chuck shrugged. Nothing I say will do you any good, he said. I'm basically still a newbie too. But I can be your friend. I don't need friends, Thomas interrupted. He had reached the door, an ugly slab of sun-faded wood, and he pulled it open to see several stoic-faced boys standing at the door of a crooked staircase, the steps and railings twisted and angled in all directions. Dark wallpaper covered the walls of the foyer and hallway, half of it torn off. The only decorations in sight were a dusty vase on a 3-legged table, and a black and white picture of an ancient woman dressed in an old-fashioned white dress. It reminded Thomas of a haunted house from a movie or something. There were even planks of wood missing from the floor. The place reeked of dust and mildew, a big contrast to the pleasant smells outside. Flickering fluorescent lights shone from the ceiling. He hadn't thought of it yet, but he had to wonder where the electricity came from in a place like the Glade. He stared at the old woman in the picture. Had she lived here once? Taken care of these people? "Hey, look, it's the green bean," one of the older boys called out. With a start, Thomas realized it was the black-haired guy who'd given him the look of death earlier. He looked like he was 15 or so, tall and skinny. His nose was the size of a small fist and resembled a deformed potato. "This shank probably clunked his pants when he heard old Benny Baby scream like a girl. Need a new diaper, shuckface?" "My name's Thomas." He had to get away from this guy. Without another word, he made for the stairs, only because they were close, only because he had no idea what to do or say. But the bully stepped in front of him, holding a hand up. "Hold on there, Greenie." He jerked a thumb in the direction of the upper floor.
I was amazed by the lights, I know.
See someone who's been taken.
Can you rank me to C?
Newt and Aldi won't allow it.
I don't free rank, buddy. Sorry
What's
about
your
that.
problem?
Mr.
Thomas
Founder,
asked,
can I get a
trying to keep the
shout out
fear out of his
to
voice.
Asphalt Boy?
Trying
I've already
not to
given you like
think what
40
the kid
shout
had
outs.
meant by taken.
My boy Hunter's on the
I don't even know
FTC.
where I am.
Yo, that's
All I want
awesome.
is
Hunter
some help.
J511.
Listen to me, Green Bean. The boy wrinkled up his face, folded his arms. "I've seen you before. Something's fishy about you showing up here, and I'm gonna find out what." A surge of heat pulsed through Thomas's veins. "I've never seen you before in my life. I have no idea who you are, and I couldn't care less," he spat. But really, how would he know? And how could this kid remember him? The bully snickered, a short burst of laughter mixed with a phlegm-filled snort. Then his face grew serious, his eyebrows slanting inward. "I've seen you, Shank. Not too many in these parts can say they've been stung." He pointed up the stairs. "I have. I know what old Benny Baby's going through. I've been there. And I saw you during the changing."
Right?
He reached out and poked Thomas in the chest.
He's in my channel.
"And
Aviation, yeah,
I bet your
Infinite
first
Aviation's a
meal
good
from
guy,
Fry
right?
Pan that Benny'll say he's seen you too."
I know Infinite Aviation, yeah,
Thomas
Infinite
refused
Aviation's
to
a
break
good
eye
guy.
contact, but decided to say
Go
nothing.
subscribe to him, he's in my channel.
Panic ate at him once again. Would things ever stop getting worse? "Ever got you wetting yourself?" the boy said.
Alright, you're free to go.
A little
Epic
scared now?
Omega Gaming, thank you so much for dropping a sub. Glad you're enjoying this
That was that
the
word
stream
again.
enough to consider subscribing. That means a
Thomas
lot,
tried
bro.
not to think about it.
Thank you so
and
much for
pointed up the
considering
stairs
for
from where the
subscribing.
moans of the sick
We have
echoed through the building.
262
If Newt
people.
went up there, then I'm gonna
238
talk to
actually,
him.
still really good.
The boy said nothing.
My God, thank you so much for
stared at
dropping a
Thomas
sub.
for several seconds. Then he shook his head. "You know what? You're right, Tommy. I shouldn't be so mean to newbies. Go on upstairs, and I'm sure Albie and Newt will fill you in. Seriously, go on. I'm sorry." He lightly slapped Thomas's shoulder, then stepped back, gesturing up the stairs. But Thomas knew the kid was up to something. Losing parts of your memory didn't make you an idiot. "What's your name?" Thomas asked, stalling for time while he tried to decide if he should go up after all. "Gally. And don't let anyone fool you."
It stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hear it anymore.
You're on mute.
Miss Kennedy, you're on mute.
I think the video can play even though she's on mute.
The video's not going.
She's probably typing in chat.
I don't see anything. I got somebody responding to another call from the analysis.
She could be typing it right now.
Oh, no.
It says she can't unmute, but there it is.
Try. There we go. Okay. I don't even know what happened. I put my AirPods back in and I couldn't unmute. Like it ruined everything. Sorry. Okay. Let's try this again. And then the guys used to be like, I think she can play it even if she's on mute. I couldn't do anything. Alright, the chat. Share my screen. Screen number 1. I didn't share the podcast, that's true.
Punch him in the face. Captain Galley it is. He exaggerated a salute, feeling a rush of adrenaline, as he knew he'd just crossed a line. A few snickers escaped the crowd, and Galley looked around, his face bright red. He peered back at Thomas, hatred furrowing his brow and crinkling his monstrous nose. "Just go up the stairs," Galley said, "and stay away from me, you little slithead." He pointed up again, but didn't take his eyes off Thomas. "Fine." Thomas looked around one more time, embarrassed, confused, angry. He felt the heat of blood in his face. No one made a move to stop him from doing as Galley asked, except for Chuck, who stood at the front door, shaking his head. "You're not supposed to," the younger boy said. "You're a newbie. You can't go up there." "Go," said Galley with a sneer. "Go on up." Thomas regretted having come inside in the first place, but he did want to talk to that Newt guy. He started up the stairs. Each step groaned and creaked under his weight. He might have stopped for fear of falling through the old wood if he weren't leaving such an awkward situation below. Up he went, wincing at every splintered sound. The stairs reached a landing, turned left, then came upon a railed hallway leading to several rooms. Only one door had a light coming through the crack at the bottom. "The changing!" Galley shouted from below. "Look forward to it, shuckface!" As if the taunting gave Thomas a sudden burst of courage, he walked over to the lit door, ignoring the creaking floorboards and laughter downstairs, ignoring the onslaught of words he didn't understand, suppressing the dreadful feelings they induced. He reached down, turned the brass handle, and opened the door. Inside the room, Newt and Albie crouched over someone lying on a bed. Thomas leaned in closer to see what the fuss was all about, but when he got a clear look at the condition of the patient, his heart went cold. He had to fight the bile that surged up his throat. The look was fast, only a few seconds, but it was enough to haunt him forever. A twisted, pale figure writhing in agony, chest bare and hideous. Tight, rigid cords of sickly green veins webbed across the boy's body and limbs, like ropes under his skin. Purplish bruises covered the kid, red hives, bloody scratches. His bloodshot eyes bulged, darting back and forth. The image had already burned into Thomas's mind before Albie jumped up, blocking the view but not the moans and screams, pushing Thomas out of the room, then slamming the door shut behind them. "What are you doing up?"
Time to go.
he yelled, his lips taut with anger, eyes on fire. Thomas felt weak. "I want some answers," he murmured.
Yeah, it's time to go.
We are going to eventually finish chapter 3. I want to remind you guys that your vocab.com is due Monday, and we have a vocabulary quiz on Monday. Okay? I'll send a reminder.
Bye, Miss Kennedy.
Have a great
Bye, Miss
day.
Kennedy.
Sorry for the
Bye, Miss
technical
Kennedy.
difficulties. Sorry, you guys.
Miss Kennedy.
Bye, thank you.
Just been going. As soon as that tack on, yes, you know. Okay, now my oh god, we're doing prayers.
Someone send it.
For the boy. Really. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and end this video. Give us comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.